Welcome to the Lancaster County Democrats Watchful Citizens Show. My name is Barbara Baier, and today I'm interviewing our guest, Dr. Vern Barrett, who is running for District 21. Welcome, Dr. Barrett.
Well, thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit, tell us exactly where District 21 is to begin with.
Well, District 21 is sort of a upside-down L shape.
Mm-hmm.
It begins in Ashland, takes all the southern part of Saunders County, and then it comes down 27th Street in Lancaster County, and then sort of angles over to down past Superior, down through Cornhusker, and then out around Capitol Beach and down to Van Dorn and back to the county line. So it's a district in some ways similar to what other parts of the state are. It has small towns, it has farmers, it has acreage people, it has upscale housing and lower income housing. So it really sort of is a cosma or a collection of all the different cultures you might expect across the state.
Mm-hmm. So tell us, why are you getting involved in this race?
Well, a lot of reasons. All of my life I have been in service to people, as a teacher, as all of the things that I have been doing in community, as a university extension person. Part of my assignment as a professor at the University of Nebraska is as a extension person, and I work all across the state in trying to help local communities improve their lot. And I've been encouraging people for years to run for office, and especially my students. When I ask my students, how many of you vote, you know, only a few hands go up, and thought, well, what better example could I set for my students than do it myself? So now that they know I'm running for office, they pay more attention to what I might be saying.
So what is your field? What's your field of expertise?
Well, it's leadership development.
Mm-hmm.
I teach undergraduate leadership classes, master's classes, upper division classes in leadership. So my field is leadership development. So that's sort of another natural thing why I'd want to get involved in the state legislature, because I know how to get people together to solve problems. I know how to influence change. In fact, one of the courses I teach is a course on leading change.
And so how would you define leadership?
How would I define leadership? Mm-hmm. Well, it comes down to sometimes just one word: influence.
Oh, really? Influencing
people in their whatever it is you're trying to get accomplished. I have, through all of my years, one of the skills of leaders that I have learned, I think is most important, is the ability to listen. Listen to what the people that you're leading have to say, because how can you lead people if you're not paying attention to what their needs are? So I learned that a number of years ago, and part of that was when I was working in Chile, and I was listening, of course, in another language, so I did a lot of time listening and realizing how important the skill of listening was.
Very good. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from?
Well, I came to Nebraska in 1980.
Okay.
As a professor here at the University of Nebraska, and then before that I was a professor at Penn State University.
Oh, okay.
And before that I was a high school teacher.
Really? So you started out in education in high school. That's great.
Yes,
Very good. Yes. And so what brought you to Lincoln in Nebraska? You're working with the university?
Oh, that's why, yes. Mm-hmm. When I left Penn State, I came here.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the issues that are facing your district and the state of Nebraska. Some of the pressing issues these days are social services seem to be poorly managed. It gets in the paper a lot. It also gets on national news about our foster care program and its basic lack of functioning. What are some of your thoughts on that?
On foster care. Mm-hmm. Well, we do have, unfortunately, a record of having entirely too many people in foster care. Mm-hmm. And I think it's not an easy answer to this question. One of our, of course, our hopes is we try to keep families together. But when you have, a lot of these families have dependency issues, drugs or alcohol or whatever. Well, the children are taken out of those families and put into foster homes. Well, it may take years before these families are brought back together in a normal way. Well, in the meantime, their children are in foster care. I know of one case where a young boy was in 18 different homes, or 18 different foster care homes before he was 3 years old.
Oh my God.
Well, you can imagine a person like that has all kinds of issues. So there's other things. There's not nearly enough of social workers to work with all these children. So oftentimes they're dumped on people without professional care. So it's not an easy problem to solve. One way that, you know, there could be an improvement in the way grandparents, what's the term? Grandparents facilitate working or access to grandchildren. I can't think of the word right now, but where that could be more relaxed, where they could take in these children, which would be a burden upon them, but it'd be better than putting in a foster home.
Sure.
But right now that needs to be corrected a little bit.